The Supreme Court has made a decisive ruling to revoke the legal status of a lawyer named W.D. Dharmasiri Karunarathne, who was found guilty of violating legal ethics by illegally tearing pages from an appeal court case file. This judgment was delivered by Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena with the concurrence of Justices Kumuduni, Wickremasinghe, and Achala, Vengappally, following a complaint lodged by the Registrar of the Court of Appeal against the lawyer in question. The charges brought against the respondent lawyer stem from an incident where he unlawfully entered the archives of the Court of Appeal and tore out 2 pages from a case file. This egregious act prompted the Registrar of the Court of Appeal, W.S.B.S, Fernando, to file a complaint with the Maradana police. Consequently, the lawyer was produced before the Maligakanda Magistrate's Court on January 25, 2023, and subsequently released on 2 sureties of Rs. 500,000 each. Following this incident, a charge sheet was issued under Section 42(3) of the Judicial Organization Act, demanding an explanation from the lawyer as to why his legal status should not be revoked. In response to these allegations, the respondent lawyer admitted his guilt. A hearing was conducted to examine the evidence pertaining to these charges, during which the respondent's lawyer also provided testimony. In delivering the verdict based on the submissions presented, Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena emphasized the importance of Section 40 of the Judicial Organization Act. He reminded all present that the Supreme Court only recognizes individuals of good reputation, competent knowledge, and ability as lawyers. The judgment further elaborated that lawyers are expected to maintain their integrity and refrain from engaging in any fraudulent activities, irregularities, crimes, or offenses after their registration. This expectation is not only reasonable but is also shared by the public and all those involved in the administration of justice within the country. The Chief Justice went on to state that if a lawyer fails to uphold the desired standard of conduct, it becomes untenable for them to continue in their position. He stressed that it is the court's duty to consider the public's expectation that only individuals with good reputation, knowledge, and ability should serve as lawyers. In his judgment, the Chief Justice deemed it unnecessary to provide further justification to demonstrate how the actions of the respondent counsel have tarnished the reputation of the legal profession in the country as a whole. After careful consideration of all the submissions presented, Chief Justice Preeti Padman Surasena declared in his judgment that the respondent lawyer would be immediately stripped of his legal position under Section 42 of the Judicial Organization Act. This decision was unanimously supported by the 3-member bench of the Supreme Court, who instructed the Registrar to act upon this order and take the necessary steps to implement it. The gravity of this case cannot be overstated, as it strikes at the very heart of the legal profession's integrity. The act of tampering with court documents is not only a breach of trust but also undermines the entire judicial process. It is a stark reminder of the high ethical standards to which legal professionals are held and the severe consequences that await those who fail to uphold these standards. This ruling sends a clear message to all members of the legal community that unethical behavior will not be tolerated, regardless of one's standing or experience in the field. It reinforces the notion that the legal profession is built on a foundation of trust, integrity, and adherence to the highest ethical standards. Any deviation from these principles can result in the most severe of consequences: the loss of one's right to practice law. The decision to revoke W.D. Dharmasiri Karunarathne's legal status is not just a punishment for his individual actions, but also serves as a deterrent to others who might contemplate similar misconduct. It demonstrates the judiciary's commitment to maintaining the purity and credibility of the legal system, ensuring that those who are entrusted with upholding the law are themselves beyond reproach. This case also highlights the importance of proper security measures and protocols in court archives and record-keeping systems. The ease with which the respondent lawyer was able to access and tamper with court documents raises questions about the safeguards in place to protect sensitive legal materials. It is likely that this incident will prompt a review of existing security procedures in court archives across the country. The repercussions of this case extend beyond the individual lawyer involved. It serves as a wake-up call for the entire legal fraternity, reminding them of their sacred duty to uphold the law and maintain the highest standards of professional conduct. Law schools and bar associations may use this case as a teaching tool to emphasize the importance of ethics in legal practice and the severe consequences of ethical breaches. Furthermore, this ruling reinforces public confidence in the judicial system's ability to police its own ranks. It demonstrates that no one is above the law, and that the judiciary is willing and able to take decisive action against those who violate the trust placed in them, even when the offender is one of their own. As news of this judgment spreads through legal circles and beyond, it is likely to spark discussions about the pressures and temptations faced by lawyers in their daily practice. It may lead to calls for increased support systems and mentorship programs to help lawyers navigate ethical dilemmas and maintain their integrity in the face of challenging situations. In conclusion, the Supreme Court's decision to strip W.D. Dharmasiri Karunarathne of his legal status serves as a powerful reminder of the sacred trust placed in lawyers and the heavy responsibility they bear. It underscores the judiciary's commitment to maintaining the highest standards of ethical conduct within the legal profession and sends a clear message that any breach of this trust will be met with the most severe consequences. As the legal community reflects on this case, it is hoped that it will lead to a renewed commitment to upholding the principles of justice, integrity, and ethical conduct that are the cornerstone of the legal profession.